When people start revolutions, they usually have high hopes. They have a vision of what they believe they can achieve: a better society, world peace, economic equality, an end to poverty. Sometimes they're a bit starry-eyed and naive, and often their hopes come crashing down as their revolution produces results they weren't expecting. Look at the genocide in Cambodia, the extermination chambers in Germany, the Stalinist terror in Russia. The trouble is, revolutions are carried out by imperfect people, normal, failing human beings, and they produce imperfect results. You couldn't accuse Jesus of starry-eyed naivety, though. He was realistic about people, and all of his reported conversations show just how shrewd he was in personal encounters. He could sum up people pretty quickly, and deal with them individually in a way which showed that he understood exactly where they were coming from. And he had no illusions about human weakness. That's why he told stories such as the one about weeds and wheat, in which a farmer has planted a good crop, but his enemy comes overnight and sows weeds into the same field. The two crops sprout up together, and the farmer tells his workers to leave them growing side by side until the harvest day comes. Then, and not before, they'll be separated out. Until that day, the weeds and wheat will always be mixed up together. So Jesus would not be surprised at all by the mixed record of Christianity through the ages. The Church has done infinite good, more than any other institution or organisation in history. That's included helping the poor, healing the sick, bringing peace and prosperity, and freeing people from bondage to superstition and depravity. But it's also included greedy churches amassing scandalous amounts of treasure. It's included religious leaders who have endorsed tyrants, dictators, murderers. It's included persecution of heretics, witches and Muslims. It's included popes who were serial sexual predators and preachers who faked miracles. The weeds and the wheat have always been mixed up together. But Jesus wants his real followers to stand together in love, and the message is repeated over and over in the letters of his followers, Paul, Peter and John. It wasn't a love that they had to summon up from within themselves either. Jesus promised that those who followed him would have a new kind of love naturally springing up from within them. One of his followers later wrote, "We know that we have passed from death to a new life because we find ourselves loving our fellow believers." And despite the scandals which occasionally hit the news media, it's important to see that this supernatural love still binds together the followers of Jesus. It doesn't matter which denomination or grouping they come from. Real Christians will find one another and work together for the kingdom. Across the world, projects and initiatives are going on which bind together Christians of different types, and are showing the love of Christ in situations of need everywhere. At a local level, the impact can be equally powerful. For example, in the 2017 Grenfell Tower disaster in London, it was the local churches, Anglican, Methodist, Pentecostal, United Reformed, Salvation Army, the labels didn't matter, who got stuck in immediately, coordinated relief efforts, and brought love and sympathy just when people needed it most. That was Jesus' vision, a group of people mixed up in the failures and contradictions of real life, who would sometimes get it badly wrong, but who would still maintain a different style and live for a different kingdom, and point other people to a reality beyond their own little lives. The reality of a king who had come to die for ordinary failures and turn them into world beaters instead.